So I know I'm a little bit late on this one, but I just thought I'd cover this one since I just discovered this. Democrats spend millions of dollars on Republican primaries. So apparently, the people that are responsible for people like Donald Trump getting in office was not Russia. It was not St. Petersburg, like we were told. It wasn't astroturfers. It wasn't a vast right wing conspiracy, unless you consider the Democratic Party to be right wing, which uh, socialists tend to. It was the Democrat Party. And there's a number of articles on this at the moment that have been exposing the Democrat Party's House Majority PAC for overtly funding advertisements to help Trump, pro-Trump, and people who pro-Trump candidates and people who deny that who claim the election was stolen, or people that are Christian fundamentalists. The idea is, if they can get somebody who has, far right extremist points of view to be the Republican nominee, that person will lose against the Democrat nominee. Now, the thing that Democrats had failed to learn in 2016 still applies here. If they get complacent, which they do, thinking that they'll just get the Republicans to have a really odious candidate, then they're just going to win the election no matter what, so they don't have to try to win anybody over. And we all saw how that worked out in 2016. Boy, that's quite something. Now, you could make the argument that Trump won not the popular vote, but the electoral vote because he won more states. And that is true. We represent by state because we don't want states that don't have massive population centers to be left out and thus have their fates decided by other states. Now, a strategy that a smart Republican can use to exploit this tendency by the Democrat Party is be really extreme during a primary and then start talking about economic issues in a very sensible manner when the general election comes around. Now, not all Republicans are that intelligent, but I'm pretty sure that plenty of Republicans, there are going to be Republicans out there that do exploit this. That the Democratic Party thinks that they're going to get one over them. And the thing is, a lot of people know that I'm a Republican, but I'm not a huge fan of the people that are Christian fundamentalists or people that want to turn the United States into a Christian fundamentalist, fascist, totalitarian state, analogous or even worse than what you'd see in the book 1984. But I gotta say, it does give me some hope. And if you're a Marxist, I should give you some hope. You want to win an election? You want to become a politician? Run for a major office, get the Democrat Party's attention, have very extreme politics, be like super far right in the primary, so that way you secure the primary via Democratic Party attack ads and funding. Because, as Dan Carlin had said, your ability to fundraise will determine whether or not you get in office. And it's true. Money translates to campaign ads, it translates to connections, etc., etc. You get name recognition the more ads that are put out there, and the only alternative to that is if you just say things that grab the public's eye.
I got standing up there for the whole debate.
If the Republican Party gets people in office that turn the United States into a Christian, theocratic, totalitarian, fascist state, we all know which political party was to blame for that. Voting Democrat is not going to fix the problem, because they're just going to keep helping Republicans, like the people who wanted to storm the Capitol last year. That's all. This was just a short little video. If you're a Marxist watching this, let me know what you think.